this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So several of you asked me if those videos that I've done recently about politics and advocacy and all of that had to do with the video that I did about Jasmine Crockett, where so many people were criticizing her. And so I think, yeah, I think that was the reason why I did those videos. And I'm just going to acknowledge that I do give her the benefit of the doubt, even though I do not agree with all of the things that she does, all of this, shooting off at the mouth. I don't agree with all of that. My mother used to tell us, don't go around giving everybody a piece of your mind. You need to keep some for yourself. So I don't believe in that for myself. But in the climate that she's operating in, there are a lot of bullies. She's surrounded by bullies. Jasmine Crockett is surrounded by bullies. And not only surrounded by bullies, but she's surrounded by bullies with power. Now, I think she had an altercation with a journalist, and they're trying to bring charges against her because that's what they want to do with a black person, prosecute her to the fullest extent of the law because they don't like the fact that she's not walking around mealy mouth going along with everything that they say to get along. So she speaks her mind. And I am going to give her the benefit of the doubt because getting to the United States Congress is not an easy thing. And I admire any black person who has the will to do it and who goes up there and does it because they have a knife at your back the minute you walk in that door. It used to be almost every black person that went to the Congress had some kind of investigation, ended up having to go to jail or having to resign because of some small infraction that they had caught them up in. So I give them the benefit of the doubt when they go. I don't want to go to the United States Congress, but for the people who do, more power to them. So I give her the benefit of the doubt, and I want her to rein herself in, bring her tongue under control, and start doing the people's business the way she's supposed to be doing. And there is another issue that I want to address, but I want to do it in love because we can agree to disagree. But I want to address this and I want to say it in the right way. I don't want to be offensive to anybody. That is not my goal. But my truth is just my truth. And we can agree to disagree. I believe that when people go to the United States Congress, they go there to help the people in the district that they serve. Now, you are right. You can be a politician and an advocate. But your main goal as a politician, whether you're white or black, cannot be, I'm just going to do something to help the people of my race or my lineage. I don't believe that's a good politician, and I don't believe that's a politician that will be successful ultimately. Now, in the Republican Party, back in the late 1990s, an advocacy group called the Tea Party decided that they were going to take over the Republican Party, and they have done that. They are still ruling the Republican Party now. And the way they did that was to put all of their resources together. They came up with an agenda that they wanted to implement. They were against abortion. They were against same sex marriage. They were against affirmative action and some other things. That was their agenda. They started out with 1,000 chapters throughout the country. They took their agenda to the Republicans that were serving in the House of Representatives and the Senate. And if those Republicans wouldn't get on board with their agenda, they primaried those Republicans and ran them out of office. And that's who's there now. That is how they took over the Republican Party. Now, the Democrats don't have anything like that. Now, black people say we're the most loyal of the Democratic voters. Yes, but you have to do more than vote if you're going to put through an agenda. And I said you have to have an advocacy group. The Congressional Black Caucus are politicians. They cannot be an advocacy group. But black people can do what the Tea Party did: organize, put resources together, put money together, put boots on the ground. If the Congressional Black Caucus doesn't get on board with the agenda, primary them and put somebody else in office. But it takes money to do that. The reason that they stay there is because white people are bankrolling them. Politics is money now. You can't get elected if you don't have money behind you. So if black people want to put that money behind them, yes, black people can do that too. But we don't do that. We are not organized in that way. But it's not just the Tea Party. It's the Citizens United. It's the Heritage Foundation. It's the Cato Institute. It's all of those conservative think tanks and advocacy groups that are running Republican politics. So I just want to make my position clear that talk is very cheap. But if you want somebody to advocate for what you want, then you got to put some money and you got to put some muscle behind it. You got to get out there and you got to go door to door trying to get people like the Tea Party. Go door to door talking about the issues that concern you, why there's a problem with police brutality, proliferation of guns, gentrification, whatever the issues are. You have to have your agenda set, and then you have to work that agenda. And you have to challenge the people who are in political positions who are not on board with what you want. But you have to do something too. These Asian people advocate, they have advocacy groups. That is why I am not hard on the black people in Congress, because I know at the end of the day, it's going to take people working together, putting money together, and being serious about the politics. Now, that's what Yvette Carnell talks about all the time. We're going to have a meeting to see who's going to go door to door to what neighborhood discussing the agenda. You have to show up for that. We're going to have a conference to talk about the agenda, have speakers come in to inspire you and tell how we can be more effective, do workshops on how to get things done, how to get people motivated to get out and vote. All of that stuff takes work. It takes commitment. It takes discipline. It's more than just showing up at the polls to vote. And a lot of people, for all the talking that they do, won't even show up to vote. So you have to be serious about what you're doing. And for that reason, I do not criticize these black people in political positions. They like being in political positions and they do help. They help by voting on bills that are going to help all Americans, including black people. So they do help. So I hope I've explained myself and why I give the Congressional Black Caucus the benefit of the doubt. We are still a work in progress. We are still perfecting the union. So we still have to keep working and trying to get better. That is how I see it, because I think that's the fair way to look at it. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening and have a good evening.